Okay, I think I'm live. I just need to get out of this other one that I set up here that I don't think is actually happening. Well, anyway, hello. I've been trying to do this all day. Actually, we are past the full moon. However, the 3 days heading toward the full moon and the 3 days after are still great times, and we're still in the energy of the full moon. So I wanted to get on here and just talk a little bit about the full moon, as in working with the energy of the full moon as preparation for what we're coming into in the summer solstice. So we came into the full moon at 4:33 a.m. on Eastern time today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how the moon came in terms of the human design gates. Um, but before I do that, I just want to remember to Hi, Mirza, how are you? I just want to remember to let you guys know that I've got something special planned for Friday evening on the summer solstice, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing a summer solstice energy blast. And if you've ever been on my energy alignment live streams, this is going to be kind of like that, only even more special because, and even more powerful for those of you who find that powerful, because I'm bringing on a special guest. Her name is Kay Sanders, and she's an energy healer. She's an Akashic record reader, and she's really, really powerful. She does this thing called light language. And if you've never um, been uh, exposed to light language, it's very unusual and it's extremely powerful. So we're going to do a full moon or a summer solstice uh, energy blast, and let me see if I can find what she said about it because her words were so great. I'm going to do what I normally do when we do those types of things. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the transits with the human design transits, where we are in the season, and I'm going to set the intentions or help you set some intentions for the summer solstice, and um, and then do a little bit of guided meditation to set the energy. And then Kay is going to come in and do her thing. So what this is all about is we're on the summer solstice, we're going to be harnessing the energy of the longest day of the year if you're in the northern hemisphere. And of course, it's the exact opposite if you're in the southern hemisphere. But in the northern hemisphere, we've got all of this extra light coming in. And I'm sure if you Google what's going on in the astrological transits, you're going to get even more than what I'm going to tell you here. But it's a really great time to set intentions and a really great time to kind of harness the light that's available and the energy that's available on the planet to clear away blocks, to clear away old beliefs, to clear out stagnant energy, and really start the second half of the year, which is really what that time frame marks, what the summer solstice marks. Just start it fresh, new, lighter, freer, and ready to move forward with even more momentum. So we're really excited that we're going to be doing this. And if you want to be in on it, make sure that if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, but you'll definitely want to hit the notification button so that you will know when we go live, and that will be 7 p.m. on Friday. So how that fits with the full moon. Full moon came in at 4:33 a.m. this morning, and it's been coming. I've been sitting out on my deck watching it every night. It's been getting fuller and fuller. And this is a time where the energy that supports us kind of gathering everything that no longer fits, everything that's kind of heavy and burdensome that we've been carrying along in our on our path. And at the full moon, the energy and the reflection of the light of the moon really helps to support us in releasing those things that we have accumulated that it's time to let go of. So I was looking on me too. I've been meditating a few times a day too. Um, so yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that. What's been going on? Because I know for me, um, yeah, change in weather, barometric pressure changes. I'm feeling fatigued. Um, Around lots of different energies, yeah. It's not unusual leading up to the full moon and even after the full moon, that 3 days before, 3 days after, to feel this buildup of heaviness and fatigue, and last week I was, um really feeling kinda heavy and, exhausted and not having a lot of energy at times, and I really had to surrender to that, and like, you're saying there, Mers, it was the same thing with me. I found myself meditating a few times a day and really kind of surrendering to, the support that I have with the guide team that I work with, um, and it really incredible because I kinda just surrendered my entire schedule for several days, and I knew in my head, the in my linear linear thinking, what I thought I needed to get done, and when I really just centered myself and asked moment by moment, what came up for me was more of a sense of, uh of do a guidance of doing things that I wouldn't normally do, like taking the middle of the afternoon to sit and meditate for an hour, or calling my uncle, my father's brother. My father passed away about a year ago, and I don't normally talk to this particular uncle for no particular reason. We just haven't ever been in the habit of calling each other. And I was guided to just call him in the middle of the day, and my energy after that was just so high from having made that connection with my uncle that I really dearly love, and it sort of carried me through. And then, things got done, things that I thought I needed to do, or well, some of the things I thought I needed to do never got done, and I'm okay with that. But the things that were really important for me to get done, and the priorities that I had for what I needed to get done in my business, in my home life, all of that happened. It didn't happen in the order that I was going to try to force it in, or how we humans do. We try to force things. But it happened in the order where I had the energy to do it, and I saw how it was really important to put these energy practices in things like meditation and, slow, gentle walks and yoga and all of this stuff that I think I need to do on a schedule sometimes, into, into the flow, to allow it to kinda carry me and support me. Now that didn't take away some of this struggle of really feeling extra tired, and, if you've been feeling extra tired or you've been feeling that the past week, it could be because these full moon energies have been building and building, and it's not uncommon to feel heavier, to feel, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Stagnant, as we move into the fullness of the moon. Now, the full moon came in on into Sagittarius, which is supposedly a big deal in astrology. And, human design has astrological components to it. And I know that there are astrologers that follow me. So, you guys can feel free to put in the astrology component to it. But and what the significance of Sagittarius is, but when I looked it up and I looked at what gate came in into what gate came into the moon at that time. It was the gate 10, which is a gate that's about individual self empowerment. And if you're familiar with the archetype of Sagittarius, you know that Sagittarius is symbolized by the centaur with the arrow, and this half man, half is it a goat or a horse? The centaur, yeah, half man, half hoofed animal, and the bow and arrow and that straight shot arrow. So that um, is the symbol of that energy of taking a straight shot, of having freedom, of going for truth. Aiming your arrow at truth, and being kind of a free spirit in that, going for the truth about freedom. And if you think about gate 10 being that Sagittarius gate, and it's in the individual circuitry, so it's all about being true to oneself. It's very, very much very descriptive of that Sagittarius energy that the moon was in at the time that it reached its fullness this morning. So, also, one thing that I thought about when I was thinking about the mythology of Sagittarius, of the centaur, um, was that Chiron was a centaur, and Chiron is the symbol, or the mythological character that symbolizes the wounded healer. So I'm just going to let that circulate, about the healing capacity that we have, to the energy that we have around healing that we could potentially harness at this time. Um, yeah, totally. Also kind of unmotivated. Yeah, unmotivated 1 minute and lots of energy the next. Absolutely. Um, Yeah, yeah, and the evening energy seems higher. Yeah, that could be too, because as the moon, there's more there with the moon at that time. I also looked at the nodes coming into that full moon marker this morning, and the nodes were the I just had a blank brain here. Yeah, so let me look it up to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. Um, yeah, the south node, the north node, which is where we came from. I just had this total brain brain blank there about south and north node. So correct me if I get this wrong, but the north node, which represents the the past. Am I getting this right? Yes, the north node, which represents the past, which represents where we came from, was in 54. And the south node is, am I getting those backwards? Gosh, why am I, whew. Anyway, what we're moving from and what we're moving to is ambition and aspiration, moving our ambitions and aspirations into expansion into a new start and new experiences. And this is really setting us up in terms of where we're going with the energy of this, the gosh, my mind, it's so, I guess because it's late and I've been mentally doing this, where we're going in terms of the summer solstice, and how the summer solstice energy is really going to support us letting go of those old beliefs, letting go of those things that the full moon kind of brings up, that full moon fullness brings up inside of us. And and it's that summer solstice energy is going to move us out help us to move that out so that we can get the momentum to move forward into the second half of the year. So, if you don't do a full moon ritual, I mean, you can still do one tonight if you'd like. What I do is, and I was in such a hurry to get on here, I totally forgot to go and get the journal that I use to show you. But what I do is I have a journal, and it's a full moon, new moon kind of a thing. So I open the page, and on the full moon side, which would be the left hand side, I write down everything that I want to release, that I'm ready to release. And I take a quartz crystal. Let me see if I have one here. Yep, I have one here. I usually use this one. This one is actually to cleanse my pendulum, but I have a smaller one that I put my journal outside, and I put this on the page where I do my releasing, where I journal about my releasing. And then I just let the energy of the moon kind of do its thing and circulate, and and that's a ritual that allows me to bring up to consciousness those things that I'm ready to release. So then to close that loop, when the new moon comes, which is a time for receiving, for starting anew, for really getting into the energy of what we can what has grown and what we can receive in that new energy, then I use the other page to write down what I'm receiving or what I intend to receive. So that's one way to do it. And if you have other ways that you want to share, make sure that you do that in the comments. If you're here, you're welcome to share it in the live stream as well. So this full moon density, the density of the full moon that we've been going through, feels to me like a gathering and a pulling. That the moon is responsible for the gravity on the earth, and it's that energy that's coming to fruition to help us gather and pull out the denseness within our energy fields, within our consciousness, and all of those things that we're ready to release. So because it came in the gate 10, that individual energy of self-empowerment, self being oneself, and being aligned with one's truth, I'm going to invite you, as preparation for our summer solstice energy blast, to begin to consider what it is that you need to release in order to know the truth about yourself. So, what is it that you need to know to get to your true power, to get to your sense of self-empowerment? And what's standing in the way of that you're ready to release? So I think at this point, I want to just take us through a quick little meditation and ritual, or however you want to, however you think of this. And if this is all that you do to harness the energy and the support of the cosmos at this point in time, this will help you to prepare, if you will be joining us, or even if you won't be joining us, for the summer solstice. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Take some deep breaths. And with each breath, just allow yourself to release the surface level stuff. And for me, that is the things that I was dealing with before I finally was able to get on here. The tech issues, the days, Mondays, um, the hectic energy of Monday for me. So just release whatever that is for you that maybe is keeping you from just relaxing in your body and feeling the fullness of your heart. You may want to sigh a few sighs. And now tune into your body and just see if there are any places where you're feeling extra full or a little heavy, a little weighed down. And if you're in touch with those places, go ahead and focus on one place. You may want to do a body scan if you've been running around and you haven't really tuned into your body lately. Just go from your head down through your neck, your shoulders, arms, internal organs, torso, waist, hips, pelvis, legs, knees, ankles, feet. See if there's any place within your body that feels a little extra heavy or burdened. And I hope my cat's not messing with the sound here as he rubs against my headphones. So tune into the place that's kind of standing out to you. And breathe into that place with those sighs of relief and release. And with each exhale, just let a little bit of that heaviness go, or let it all go at once. And now put your hand on your heart. And on your inhales, draw in the frequency, the reflection, the lightness or the energy of the reflection of the moon, as though it has the ability to permeate all of your cells. So just draw it in through your heart and then send it to those areas of heaviness. And on your exhale, just let that energy of the moon carry out all of that heaviness. And do that again with your inhales, drawing in the assistance of the moon. And on the exhales, letting it carry out whatever needs to be released. And do that a couple more times. And now, if you don't have a cat in your lap that's demanding being petted, go ahead and put your hand on your heart. Keep your hand on your heart. And as you draw in the assistance of the full moon, ask yourself that question of, what can I release so that I can be more empowered? And then on your exhale, even if nothing comes to you in words, just exhale out whatever that energy may be. Just intend it to go. And again, when you're ready on your inhale, ask yourself, what can I release that keeps me from really knowing myself? Exhaling anything that comes up. And again, what can I release that keeps me from living in my power? And just keep breathing normally, intending for that full moon assistance to just circulate and move through you. Through your heart, through your mind, through your guts and your feet and hands, and all through all of your bodies, your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your all of your auric field. And let it just fill up and gently surround things that you just no longer need, that are keeping you from truly being that individual, magnificent, fully empowered being that you are meant to be. And over the next few days, intend to check in with how this full moon energy, or this energy that's circulating through you, is moving and informing you. And you may want to keep some notes about what it is that you're going to release, or what it is that you're releasing. You're probably already in that process of releasing all of those things that are no longer needed on your path toward your true self-expression, toward your true sense of being. And if anything has come to mind or come to your awareness during this time right now, you can, when we're done, you can make notes about that. If you're doing a full moon, you're ready. If you haven't done your full moon ritual, you can do the one that I suggested and write those down. So when you're ready, just come back into your body and into your room, into the room where you are, and open your eyes. And if you care to share about anything that came to you, I'll just pause here for a moment or two before we close up. And you can write it in the chat if you like. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was it was definitely impromptu, but I really felt that I needed to come on and just sort of set the energy for you before the wound, the womb, the moon begins to wane, um, so that you can have that opportunity to just sort of harness the support of the cosmos at this time. So, you know, this is valid at any time. And like I said, if you want to come on to our uh, summer solstice energy blast on Friday, I encourage you to go through this, work with this meditation, or work with any other kind of meditation that's going to bring up your meditation or ritual that's going to bring up your awareness around what you're ready to let go of. And that this can be in terms of beliefs, old emotions, old beliefs, old emotions, old habits, old old anything, old relationships, old anything, old eating habits, old sleeping habits. But I encourage you to keep your old cats because they get sweeter as they go along, as they get older. Anyway, that's it for tonight. And I'm going to leave a link for our live stream. I did actually schedule it, but I don't know if anyone has actually seen it. So I'm going to leave a link here. And if you're already subscribed and if you hit that notification button so you know when we go live, that is really going to help you for this one in particular. So go ahead and do that. And we hope to see you Friday. It's going to be really special. Kay's light language is so powerful. She's done it on me a couple of times, and I'm telling you, I'm very kinesthetic, and I could feel the energy coming through me and unlocking something back here in these acupuncture points that has really kind of opened me up energetically over the past few weeks. So, you know, it's going to be good. We're going to rock and roll it on Friday. So I hope you can join us. And of course, if you can't join us live, it's going to be recorded. So we'll see you whenever you get here. And for now, have a good night and have a wonderful week. Bye.